In recent times, Africa has witnessed a seismic shift in its geopolitical landscape, a transformation that has fundamentally altered long-standing power dynamics. This metamorphosis is epitomized by a series of military coups in West Africa, notably in Guinea, Burkina Faso, Mali, Chad, Niger, and Gabon. These upheavals transcend mere political strife, symbolizing a broader movement that repudiates colonial legacies and Western hegemony. In Burkina Faso, under the aegis of Ibrahim Traoré, the nation has embarked on a path of profound economic reform. Traoré's administration has initiated the construction of a gold refinery, a strategic move to capitalize on one of the country's most lucrative natural resources. Historically, Burkina Faso exported raw gold ore to European refineries, thus forfeiting substantial economic gains. The local refinery aims to capture more value from gold production, fostering job creation and national wealth. Moreover, Traoré has spearheaded the establishment of a tomato processing plant to curtail the nation's dependence on imported goods and bolster food security. Despite being a major tomato exporter, Burkina Faso traditionally imported processed tomato products, an incongruity now addressed by the new processing facility. This plant promises to yield diverse food products, enhance food security, and generate employment. If you're finding this transformation intriguing, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with more in-depth analyses and stories from around the world. Traoré's vision extends beyond infrastructure projects. He has enacted significant tax cuts and facilitated access to capital for young entrepreneurs, invigorating the private sector. His innovative approach to popular shareholding, enabling public investment in government projects, has been particularly successful. For instance, the sale of 20% of the government's phone company raised $60 million, funding crucial infrastructure projects and empowering citizens by granting them a stake in national economic assets. Traoré's leadership style is distinguished by its pragmatic and solution-oriented nature. He prioritizes practical measures to address the nation's challenges, emphasizing collaboration with the private sector to circumvent the inefficiencies often associated with government-led initiatives. By leveraging private sector expertise and resources, he aims to achieve sustainable development and economic growth. Meanwhile, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger have solidified their alliance through the Liptako-Gourma Charter. This pact, which encompasses military cooperation to combat terrorism and economic collaboration, marks a significant step towards reducing dependence on former colonial powers and fostering stronger ties with Russia. Their collective expulsion of French troops and increased control over natural resources, exemplified by Niger's significant hike in uranium prices, underscore this shift. The repercussions of these changes are evident in the waning influence of France in the region. The withdrawal of French forces from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger signifies a dramatic shift in regional politics. For decades, France's military presence was perceived as a vestige of neo-colonial influence. However, the recent expulsions indicate a burgeoning desire for sovereignty and self-determination. This realignment is further accentuated by Niger's substantial increase in uranium prices, challenging exploitative contracts of the past and positioning the country as a burgeoning powerhouse in the Sahel. The elevation of uranium prices from approximately 80 cents per kilogram to 200 euros per kilogram represents a bold assertion of control over valuable natural resources. This move has disrupted long-standing economic arrangements that heavily favored Western interests, particularly those of former colonial powers like France. Niger's new pricing strategy mirrors actions taken by other resource-rich nations, seeking to renegotiate inequitable contracts and secure better terms for their exports. These developments form part of a broader narrative of African nations asserting their independence and forging new alliances. The military coups in these countries reflect a growing rejection of former colonial powers and a fervent desire for greater autonomy. This emerging Sahel bloc, with its alignment with Russia and potential integration into the BRICS economic framework, represents a significant shift in global geopolitics. The implications of this movement are profound, heralding the emergence of a new era where African nations are not just participants, but pivotal players on the world stage. As this transformation unfolds, it is evident that Africa is charting a new course, The changes in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger herald the beginning of a larger movement poised to reshape the continent's future. The actions taken by these nations are a powerful testament to their resolve to break free from colonial legacies and embrace a future defined by self-reliance and strategic partnerships. In Mali, the expulsion of French troops and the strengthening of ties with Russia have been pivotal. The military leadership has taken bold steps to reclaim sovereignty and reduce dependency on foreign powers. This realignment includes military cooperation with Russia, which has provided both military and economic support. The collaboration with Russia is seen as a pragmatic move to address security challenges, particularly the jihadist insurgency that has plagued the region for years. Mali's pivot towards Russia has also yielded economic benefits. Russian investment in infrastructure and natural resources has infused much-needed capital for development projects. Additionally, the presence of Russian security forces has bolstered Mali's capacity to combat terrorism and stabilize the country. This multifaceted partnership underscores a broader trend of African nations seeking diversified alliances to achieve their strategic goals. The situation in Niger is similarly transformative. The coup in July 2023, which ousted President Mohamed Bazoum, marked a turning point. Bazoum's inability to effectively address terrorist threats and his perceived alignment with French interests fueled popular discontent. The new military leadership in Niger has capitalized on anti-French sentiment, positioning itself as a defender of national sovereignty. The departure of French troops from Niger is a significant development, ending over a decade of French military presence in the Sahel. Niger's decision to raise uranium prices is a strategic move with far-reaching implications. The country is one of the world's largest producers of uranium, a critical resource for nuclear energy. By increasing the price, Niger aims to secure better terms for its exports and enhance national revenue. This strategy aligns with a broader objective to leverage natural resources for economic development and diminish dependency on Western buyers. The collective actions of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger signify a monumental shift in the balance of power in the Sahel region. The Liptako-Gourma Charter formalizes a trilateral alliance focused on military and economic cooperation. This alliance is designed to enhance security, promote economic development, and reduce reliance on former colonial powers. The integration of military and economic efforts signifies a comprehensive approach to regional challenges, leveraging shared resources and strategic partnerships. The implications of this new alliance extend beyond the immediate region. The alignment with Russia and potential integration into the BRICS economic framework signal a broader geopolitical shift. BRICS, an association of 5 major emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, offers an alternative to Western-dominated economic institutions. The potential inclusion of the Sahel bloc in BRICS could provide access to new markets, investment opportunities, and a platform for advocating for the interests of developing nations. As Western influence diminishes, African nations are increasingly diversifying their international partnerships. The shift away from France and towards Russia and other emerging powers reflects a pragmatic approach to achieving national interests. This realignment is driven by a desire for greater autonomy, economic development, and security. The new alliances being forged are based on mutual respect and shared interests, rather than the asymmetrical relationships that characterized colonial and neo-colonial eras. The transformation unfolding in Africa is not confined to the Sahel region. The coup in Gabon, following a contested presidential election, mirrors similar dynamics. Gabon's long-standing political dynasty, bolstered by France, was toppled by the military, signaling a rejection of entrenched power structures and foreign influence. The popular support for the coup indicates widespread dissatisfaction with the status quo and a yearning for change. The broader movement across Africa is characterized by a rejection of colonial legacies and a pursuit of new development pathways. This movement is driven by a younger generation that is increasingly assertive and unwilling to accept the limitations imposed by former colonial powers. These young leaders and activists are leveraging technology, education, and international partnerships to redefine their country's futures. The emergence of new alliances and the assertion of sovereignty are reshaping the geopolitical landscape. African nations are no longer passive recipients of foreign aid and influence, but active participants in global affairs. This shift is reflected in their strategic decisions, from economic reforms and infrastructure projects to military alliances and diplomatic engagements. As Africa continues to chart its course, the world is taking notice. The continent's vast natural resources, youthful population, and strategic location render it a pivotal player in the global economy. The changes transpiring are not merely about rejecting the past, but building a future predicated on self-reliance, strategic partnerships, and sustainable development. The recent coups in West Africa exemplify a broader movement towards independence and self-determination. The actions of leaders like Ibrahim Traoré in Burkina Faso and the new military leadership in Mali and Niger reflect a profound shift in the continent's approach to governance, economic development, and international relations. This transformation is reshaping Africa's role on the global stage, heralding a new era of autonomy, innovation, and strategic alliances. Stay informed about the latest geopolitical shifts and transformative changes across the globe by subscribing to our channel. Engage with us in the comment section below and share your perspectives on these dynamic developments. Your support helps us continue delivering in-depth, thought-provoking content. Subscribe now and be part of a community that values informed discussions and insightful analyses.